Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of... We're not doing another episode of anything. Before we really dig into this video, it got much longer than I intended it to be. Even though I, the person, believes it has some really good content, I kinda rambled much more than I normally do. So rambling videos are the perfect videos to turn into drinking games. So before you hit that play button and pull up a nice warm comfy chair, grab a handful or a couple bottles of your favorite drinks or frosty cold beverages, and take a drink every time I say critiquing, bison burger, lambasting, rainbow burger, Scottish donut, ridicule, mired reaction, or honestly, just take a drink whenever you want to. Now onto the video. And this video isn't meant to open up a can of worms or start an argument with anybody or even chastise anybody. When you open up a YouTube account and you post your content, all bets are off and you better have thick skin, because of course with the positive comments you do want to hear, you're going to get 10 times the amount of negative comments you don't want to hear, and of course you're going to have the trolls, which are nothing better than fleas on a dog's ass. And as long as you post according to YouTube's guidelines, you can post whatever the hell you want to. I'll be the first to admit it, that there's a channel that would occasionally poke fun at a chef, poke fun at the chef's cooking skills, and poke fun at the finished product, that I watched and actually enjoyed it for the sake of good humor. I think originally it was done in good humor, but I guess now, in my unsolicited opinion, it's just getting old. It's not funny, it's uncreative, and very redundant on various different videos, to where you have old channels or new channels popping up with their sole purpose of calling a YouTube cook the worst cook on YouTube, or their channel the worst cooking channel on YouTube. Or even worse, saying this chef's food will kill you. And that's all they do. Some of these channels that are critiquing other channels don't even produce cooking videos. I'm not saying you have to produce a cooking video in order to critique another cooking video, but it would at least show you have some criteria on the basis of what you're talking about. But in any event, in my meaningless opinion, it seems like it's turned into a bit of cyberbullying. And no, for the record, I'm not talking about Uncle Roger. He actually puts his money where his mouth is and produces some of the recipes that he's critiquing. I have to admit, and it was not intentional, I didn't mean to sound like a YouTube Karen. But I guess what I'm trying to say is if you want to make fun of someone and say something negative about them, this is America, and you're entitled to do that, and that's your prerogative. And it's also my prerogative to try to turn something negative into a positive. And that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm going to try to do it as discreetly as I can without using any channel's names, because I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus and I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. So the video in question was making a bison burger. And no, this is not the bison burger in question. There's been several mockery videos made of the bison burger video, just lambasting the whole video just to get views by making fun of someone. But hey, all is fair in love and war. And to be fair, there were some issues with how the burger was made. I just feel there's a right and there's a wrong way of helping someone correct those issues. It's just not necessary to try to embarrass someone. So like I said, the point of this video is about making a bison burger. And where I live, there's not just another grocery store around the corner, so I used what my store had. So I found the leanest ground beef I could find, and 96% meat to 4% fat, which I don't ever recall seeing ground beef that low in fat before. This must be like ground round. A normal choice for a good hamburger is 80-20 in my opinion. But we're not making hamburgers today, we're making mock bison burgers. And bison meat is very lean, which is why I got a very lean ground beef. And the key word there is burger. The definition of a burger to me is the ground meat by itself. If you add eggs or breadcrumbs to your ground beef as a binder, it's no longer a burger in my opinion. It's a loaf. And that was actually one of the valid points that I agreed with from someone critiquing the original video. And I know that Scottish donut puts an egg in his hamburgers, but to me, it's not necessary, and it turns it into a loaf. But who am I? I don't have a Michelin star. But like I've said before, you can put whatever the hell you want to in your food if you're eating it, and you can call it what you want. You can put Skittles in your burger if you want to, and call it your rainbow burger. Why would that be shocking? You have people eating out of a toilet on YouTube, for Christ's sake. And for those of you who have been fortunate enough to miss those videos, I'm not going to do them the pleasure of even showing a clip of the video. And this video is already getting longer than I planned on it being. And I swear to you, the people, once I say what I'm getting ready to say, we'll get on to making the burger. But just right now, while doing this video, I was Googling something and coincidentally pulled up another channel that's doing exactly what we're talking about in this video. For instance, this particular individual has been on YouTube since 2009, has a total video upload of 61 videos, who never really did any kind of food review videos or food related videos, but decided to jump on the bandwagon 3 months ago and upload 8 of his last 16 videos, only to single out the 2 content producers pretty much everyone else is singling out to lambaste them on something they don't even know about. Okay, so like I've told you, the people recently, I've been overdosing on caffeine, and for some reason, it's turned me into a chatterbox, and I can't stop talking. But it's summertime, and that means it's beach season, so I had to cut back from calories and beer and switch over to coffee so I can get my moneymaker back into thong condition. Justin tried it, but I'm bringing sexy back. Now, almost 6 minutes in, let me show you how I would have cooked a burger that's getting so much ridicule. Hell, I'm probably going to be ridiculed after making this video because my burger doesn't turn out perfect either. But my whole point in making this video is to hopefully make some suggestions to the original creator of the burger to help them possibly make a better burger in the future. I just feel there's a right and there's a wrong way of helping someone correct those issues. And for the record, I'm not a professional chef. I'm not even a chef. I'm barely even a home cook. I'm just trying to be a smartass, only because there's someone that reviews these said videos who ensures there's an annotation in the title or the thumbnail that they're a pro chef. Being a professional only means you do something for a living. There's a lot of quote-unquote professionals that are horrible at their job and broke. So stating that you're a professional reviewing a video doesn't mean shit to me, especially when you're laughing and making jokes at the person throughout your video versus what a true professional would do and offer some of your self-proclaimed professional guidance. If you're adding pro chef to your title, your videos, or in your thumbnails, stop doing it. You're making it look and sound like you have a small man complex that's lacking testicular fortitude. If that's the case, go out and buy yourself a big truck. Okay, to you, the people, I apologize. This video has gotten much longer and turned into something I didn't really want it to turn into be. But right now, this is a picture of me and how I truly feel right now. I very deeply value my morals and integrity. And if you haven't been able to tell, the people who don't value their morals and integrity irritates the living piss out of me. Freedom of speech, following YouTube's guidelines, all is fair in love and war, etc. 150% gives you the right to be an asshole. And if that's what you want to be in life, que sera sera. Now 4 doses of Ritalin later, I'm ready to make this video. At least I think I am. Here I have 1 pound of 96% meat and 4% fat ground beef. As previously stated in the original burger video, it was bison meat being used. Bison meat is generally 10% or less of fat, which is why I chose such a lean ground beef. In the original video, the creator made 3 patties. So with this being 1 pound of meat, I made 3 1/3 pound patties. And we all know that 1 pound of ground meat makes 3 1/3 pound patties, but I'm saying that for a reason. And I wasn't trying to be a smartass, but we'll get to that in just a second. The reason I brought up the 3 1/3 pound patties was because the original creator added breadcrumbs, eggs, and other ingredients to their ground bison, making their burgers quite a bit bigger than 1/3 pound each. And let me emphasize something. There's absolutely no right or wrong way to make a burger. If you enjoy the finished product, then you made it perfectly. I'm just offering some of my suggestions to make a better burger based on the lambasting critique from all the YouTube scooters. This is no different than saying ketchup does not belong on a hot dog. I get where the hot dog aficionados are coming from, but that's just a simple opinion. And we all know that opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one or is one. As long as you're not the latter of the two, you're okay in my book. Now my next step in making my perfect burger is to lightly form the patties that have nothing added to them. And I know you've heard this a million times, and I know for a fact that overworking your meat is very enjoyable, but you don't want to do it in this case. Just lightly form your patties. Don't make your patties too thick. You don't want them any more than maybe a quarter to maybe a half-inch thick, at the most. Otherwise, the outside of your patties are going to be way overdone, and the inside's still going to be raw. Which unfortunately was one of the mistakes that was made in the original bison video. To me, a rare burger is great. A raw burger, not so much. But there are proper techniques to cooking a really thick burger, medium rare to rare, but that's not what we're talking about in this particular video. Now it's time to season your burger, and you can season your burger with whatever you like. If you like a barbecue rub or seasoning that has sugar in it, I wouldn't use it when you're cooking the burger. You can always add it after the burger's cooked. And that's because the sugar in the rub or the seasoning is more than likely going to burn when you're searing the burger. When seasoning my burgers, I like to use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, and liberally season both sides with kosher salt and black pepper. Now the burgers in question were cooked on a skillet, which we're going to do today. But before you can ever make a bad burger, a subpar burger, a good burger, a very good burger, an excellent burger, or the best burger you've ever made, you must toast your buns. Unfortunately, when the original bison burger video was made, they missed this step. Subsequently, it was ridiculed in one of the follow-up lamb basting videos. And I'm kind of joking around a bit. You don't really have to toast your buns, but in my opinion, it does make for a better burger. You can toast them in a dry pan, you can slather them with butter or mayonnaise, and toast them until they're golden brown. And it really will make a huge difference in your burger. And by the way, the original bison burger video used Hawaiian rolls, which my store was out of Hawaiian rolls, so I used potato rolls instead. Now this is probably going to stir some feathers, but I have my cast iron skillet over medium heat. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm going to add the burger. Now when I said my heat was over medium heat and that it was going to stir some feathers, I said that for the meat purist. Because they're going to say, I'm not going to achieve the Maillard reaction because my heat is not high enough. And that is simply not true. Rather than going into the whole scientific process of the Maillard reaction, in layman's terms, it's what creates that nice beautiful brown crust on the outside of the meat. And this is true of any meat. And yes, it's true, you can get the Maillard reaction instantaneously by searing a piece of meat over high heat. But it's not necessary. You can also cook your meat slower over lower heat and still achieve the Maillard reaction, as you'll see as I'm cooking this burger. And another misconception in the original bison video was to never ever press your burger. When you initially put your meat down, whether it be a hamburger, a steak, a pork chop, a chicken breast, etc., you do want to press it down because you want to create as much contact with the cooking surface as you can to initiate the Maillard reaction. And the same is true after the first flip. And another misconception that was not part of the original bison video was to only flip your meat one time, and that's horse hockey. You can flip your meat 1,000 times if you need to in order to get the proper color while thoroughly cooking the meat without under or overcooking it. As a matter of fact, flipping your meat more often cooks it more uniformly. Now the way I like to cook burgers in a pan over medium heat is I like to flip them every 45 seconds to a minute. And as you can see, after that first flip, there's not really a whole lot of color. But after the next few flips, the color and the crust will start forming, while slowly and more uniformly cooking the inside of their burger. Now like I said, continue flipping your burger every 45 to 60 seconds. Now after cooking for a couple minutes, it's almost time to check the internal temperature of your meat. If you plan on adding any grilled onions or mushrooms or anything else for that matter, it's also a good time to add them to the skillet. I know, I should have worked the spatula underneath the meat to keep the crusties on the meat. But hey, we all make mistakes. I let it know in the beginning my burger wasn't going to be perfect. Maybe I need a bigger truck. After 3.5 minutes, go ahead and check the internal temperature of your burger. So right now, the internal temperature of my burger is at 120 degrees. And I'm looking for the burger to have a finish temp of medium, which is around 140 degrees. And you have to remember, once you take your meat off the heat, it's going to continue cooking for a few degrees or so. So right now, I need to hurry up and finish my burger. In the original bison burger video, the creator put teriyaki sauce on the burger and the bun, which is perfectly fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But he was laughed at for that as well. What gives? It's his burger. He can put however much of whatever he wants on it. So just as a reference point, if you want to be a little bit more subtle with the teriyaki sauce, just baste your burger with it. And remember, you can always add more later. So give your burger one final flip, and if you desire, baste it with teriyaki sauce, which I did. So once you glaze your burger, go ahead and flip over your onion and give it a glaze as well. When we finally pulled the burger off, it was at 132 degrees. Now once your burger and your onion are done to your liking, remove them from the skillet and add your other 2 burgers. Now it's time to build your burger, and you can build your burger however you like. It's your burger, you're going to be the one eating it, so build it the way you like it. This burger is going to start with the teriyaki glazed onion, the teriyaki glazed burger, a piece of smoked Gouda cheese, a piece of lettuce, a piece of tomato, and of course, the top grilled bun. And you can salt and pepper your tomato and lettuce if you like, but with the salt and pepper on the burgers themselves and the salt in the teriyaki sauce, I think it was sufficient. Now give your burger a nice press to hopefully hold it together while you cut it. And of course you can eat your burger whole, but for the purpose of the video, we cut it in half. To show you, the people, how it looked inside. And it seems to me that every good burger falls apart when you eat it, and this burger was no exception. And there you have it. That's a perfectly medium well cooked burger. We can certainly argue about that or many other things, like the fact when I first picked up the burger, it was upside down with a tomato on the bottom. Maybe in the future, I can look forward to a video titled, "This guy is the worst chef on YouTube. He eats his burgers upside down and they'll kill you." Now there were many points in making this video. One of them was to prepare, cook, and enjoy a delicious burger, and I succeeded in doing so. By me doing this video, if I only help one person make a better burger one day, then again, I've been successful. My last hope of succession is by making this video that I have enlightened a current creator or future creator is to just think about what you're creating before you create it. At the end of the day, everyone has feelings, just like you do. But in reality, the creators, old and new, who are making critical videos, lambasting other creators, are doing nothing wrong. Technically, like I said in the beginning, when you first open up a YouTube account, you leave yourself wide open. So now at the end of my video, I'm confused as hell as what I just did. I had a point, I thought I proved my point, and now I'm not even sure if I had a point at all. But I think that most of you, the people that have been following me for a long time, understand what I was trying to say. I at least hope you did, because it's taken me 3 days to put this video together, and I'm more confused now than ever. I'm beginning to believe that the coffee I'm drinking has hormones in it, because I'm starting to sound like a whiny-ass Karen. One last request I have of you, the people. If you know of any of the offended or offending parties I've been referring to in this video, please just keep that information to yourself. And please, do not go attacking anyone. That was not the purpose of this video. And originally, I think I meant for this video to be serious, but it ended on a humorous note. So let's just leave it at that. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.